Yeah.
I cannot spare the mental brain space right now. If someone else wants to make
Okay.
one, that would
Okay.
be
I will
great.
tweet. I will tweet then.
Okay. Um, I I am going to the stream is going now, so everyone is going to get this brief little introduction, which is that I went to a crawfish boil, which was a lot of fun. And then I came home, and then a nap hit me like a truck, and I'm still feeling like my brain is about 25% asleep, but and cannot be awakened.
Fun.
But hello everyone. Welcome to Adventure on So Many Levels. We're going to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Yay!
Yay!
I am Christiana Ellis, and in addition to being 25% asleep, I am the Dungeon Master. Our players tonight, David Archambault as Dianok.
Well, uh, planar rifts and things appearing from nowhere. Sounds like we're at the place we need to be.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Jason Banks as Exel. Oh,
Muted.
Jason is muted.
Axel the Silent.
Yes.
Oh, he was saying that was a surprising meeting.
Well, it could still be surprising. Lee Burdett as Flounce.
Don't worry, GM. We'll wake you up.
Nobilis as Canthan.
Ching!
And once again, last but not least, Paul Weimer as Xenophon.
Burning buildings and far realm foes. A trapped wizard has told us where we must go and free this land from extraplanar woes.
Well done. As hinted at by that nice little, I was going to say couplet, but you kind of did more than
I did trio this time.
Yeah. So, as suggested by that excellent bit of poetry, the Order of the Golden Prawn returned from their last adventure to the Radiant Citadel to find that their strange home floating there in the deep ethereal, this island surrounded around an enormous mountain-sized diamond hovering in the deep ethereal plane, is now being menaced by this chaotic magical storm nicknamed the Keening Gloom, which has always been there, sort of lurking in the distance, but has of late been coming closer and closer and closer, and nobody knows how to stop it. And so, as a result, there have been plans discussed of what to do should it continue its approach and get close enough to start being dangerous, whether the Radiant Citadel may need to be evacuated. But in the meantime, the Order of the Golden Prawn, at ready, told to watch their dreams for signs. Flounce had a dream where the word Sarire was given to her alongside an image of a radiant serpent fighting what looked like some sort of a dried out, crumbling centipede in a strange extra dimensional space. That word, Sarire, was traced to the land of Atagua, where a radiant serpent is rumored to be one of the land's guardian spirits, and there is there a sugar mill named the Sarire Sugar Mill. And so, traveling to Atagua to investigate the possible connections and the hope that this is all somehow tied into what's happening with the Keening Gloom, you traveled to the Sarire Sugar Mill to discover, promptly upon your arrival, a strange sort of sinkhole appearing in the middle of the sugar mill, trapping several workers, and then two strange creatures appearing out of nowhere, whistling an otherworldly melody and half out of phase with reality. You fought them to defeat, only to discover another rift had opened part way. And as indicated, a woman appeared. This was the woman
Irana.
Narana and
Yeah.
her parrot Nene. Only the parrot was able to come through the portal, but she warned that the parrot would be able to lead you to where the ghost orchid tepui is in danger. And that's pretty much where we
That's-
left things off. And just for a reminder to everybody who might not be familiar with the word, otherwise, a tepui is like kind of a mesa, like it's a big geological formation with sort of a flat top to it.
I know, like Devil's Tower and Close Encounters.
Kind of. I'm not sure about like the nuance of it. I just know
That's
the broad
it's
definition.
probably wider than that. But yeah, because Devil's
Okay.
Tower isn't that wide, but more like a mesa, like Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, sort of
Mhm.
big white tabletops.
Okay.
So, one of the things that was you all noticed when you were there in the sugar mill, looking down in this sinkhole, is that the sides of it didn't look right. Meaning, this is a very sort of like this is a land of forests along that grow along rivers, but otherwise large, flat fields of tall grass and lots of sort of wetlands. And so the fact that this 20-foot hole that appeared beneath the sugar mill had extremely dry, crumbly soil is odd. You would guess that if you dug a hole anywhere nearby, that's not what it would look like.
Dry and somewhat crumbling,
Mm-hmm.
like a centipede.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I'm trying to remember, did I, when you were getting briefed, did I give you the name the Drought Elder?
I don't remember that.
Okay.
They heavily crumbling sleepy drought. You didn't give us the name of the
Okay.
drought elder,
So,
just that there was a drought elder.
well, okay. So, yes, what I'll basically just connect the dot then is that they don't know much about it, but one of the enemies of Chimagua, this
Yeah.
serpent guardian spirit, is reputed to be a mysterious entity known as the Drought Elder, and the centipede is imagery associated with that entity.
Huh. Unusually dry dirt and something possibly involving the Drought Elder. That's definitely a something that's probably not a coincidence.
So you're saying we wandered into war between two extraplanar beings?
Possibly. Does anything look odd about the parrot?
So the parrot right now, I think we're picking up just immediately after we left off, which is the parrot is still kind of circling. And there's a lot of people standing nearby because you, of course, have just evacuated from this currently burning down sugar mill. And you rescued all but one of the workers there, and at least you were able to bring the body of the one out as well, so that they weren't left behind to be burned up. But as we're picking up as you are just kind of you have just observed this planar rift close up again, once again disappearing from view. This woman that you saw, Urana.
Axel,
Sounds to me-
Axel, can you communicate with the parrot?
I can. One sec. And I would actually cast. I should have it. Yep. I will cast Speak with Animals.
So the okay, you cast Speak with Animals.
And I will talk to the parrot and ask the parrot, where should we go?
The parrot kind of does a little bit of like an aerial flip in surprise when you say that, and then sort of soars around to land on a nearby fence post near all of you, and then just kind of says, "Wow, your accent is incredible."
I will float down on my magic carpet and say, "Why, thank you. I do practice from time to time."
All the rest of you did understand that, by the way.
I'm keeping quiet. I'm
Yeah.
keeping quiet. I'm just gonna let let Axel think he's.
Let's have his moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
what did he say, Axel?
he said my accent was good.
That's a pretty
And-
solid spell.
But I will look at him and ask, where did you and your master come from?
The ghost orchid Tepui. It's in danger.
How far is that from here?
Let's see. It's it's miles and miles. That way, and kind of gestures with a wing, vaguely north.
We got. Oh yeah, that's right. We did get a map from
Mhm.
the shield bearers. I'm gonna. Who has the map? Do you have the map, Xenophon?
I probably do. Yes.
I will get out the map and I will see if I can look. I will look for see if there's a settlement that we can go to. Well, no, we're kind of in a place. Is there a place between here that we might be able to camp or stay safely, or do we have to do this whole trip?
Well, there's the town of El Caparazon.
Mm-hmm.
The capital.
maps.
Yeah. But that's not too far away.
Not too far away.
So the I think as like you are you like holding out the map to
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think Nene sort of like leans down, peers with one eye at the map for a while, and then just says, "That paper's weird." At this point, several of the human and other humanoid individuals nearby have approached, and in particular, one man who is this is a late middle-aged individual, big guy, dressed real nice, maybe a little too warm for the weather, honestly, but he approaches, and you see that everyone else kind of seems to treat him a little deferentially as he's moving in, and he just comes in and just says, I suppose I have all of you to thank for rescuing my workers from this tragic accident.
Yes. We intervened to get them out from the deprivations of the creatures that appeared.
Now, what do you mean, creatures?
Extraplanar creatures that appeared in this pit in the midst of this burning building and started attacking all and sundry, including your workers.
Well, okay, I don't know what you're talking about regarding creatures. I mean, I suppose I don't mean to tell you what you saw, but I don't know anything about creatures. Now, you say there was a pit?
Yes, there was a pit that appeared in the center of the mill. Dry, crumbly earth. Did you not say?
A dry sinkhole.
Thank you.
Well, now that is peculiar. This is not a dry land territory, as I'm sure you can see.
Indeed.
Even being strangers to this part of the world. Now, I ask, your arrival here is obviously fortuitous, given the circumstances. But what brings you to this place we call home?
I'll look at Vance.
Dreams and portents that are affecting the Radiant Citadel. And we have been sent to see if we can determine the origins and resolve them.
My dreams
Yeah,
importance, you say?
Yeah, it's not as fun as it sounds, and it doesn't sound that fun.
Well, forgive me under the unusual circumstances here. I've neglected to introduce myself. I am Alphonse. I am the owner of this sugar mill. Forgive my intrusion, but I am mm, interested in its state, you
Mhm,
might say.
mhm.
Uh,
We did what we could to help out in the state of emergency. Um, I'm sorry that we couldn't save all of your workers.
Hell,
Um,
I have to say, working in the sugar mill, we do our best to make it as safe as we can, but it does involve a lot of, fire and heated metal, and so to speak. And so a sinkhole is a terribly dangerous thing, as you might say. So I am grateful that you were able to save as many as you could. And fear not, I have the ability to take care of the workers here while we are rebuilding the mill itself, and I will see that the deceased worker is taken care of. But what was this business with the glowing in the air and the bird that you're apparently talking to now?
there was a rift between the planes. You know that the Radiant Citadel exists on a separate plane, and we take the Concord gems to visit you here. Well, there was a visitor who was using a magic spell to try and get to this plane, and this is her
Familiar, I
friend.
think. Yeah.
This is her friend who was able to make it through, but she was not. Um,
My,
have you seen anything, barring today? Have you seen anything else unusual that might have been happening around, maybe in the areas around this particular, your particular mill? Is there anything that's been happening around here that has been unusual?
well, I guess I'm not sure what you mean by unusual. I mean, there's lots of local superstitions around here, so I have, of course, you know, encountered people believing that they've seen various, monsters and that sort of thing, but I think that's all just superstition, if you ask me.
Okay.
But now,
Have they been saying that they've seen that more and more recently? Have more and more people been saying that they've seen these things?
well,
Whether or not they have actually seen them, have they been saying that they've been seeing them?
I don't know what to tell you,
Okay.
ma'am. I'm. This is not. You're asking about dreams and portents. I'm a man of business, you see. But
Okay. Is there someone you could point us to that might have that information, though?
the bird just says, "Ghost orchid tipway."
Yes, I'll turn to Alphonse. Do you know the best way we can go to get there?
The ghost orchid tipway.
Yes.
I mean, it's a legend. Is it a real place?
The wizard and
I don't
her
know what you've
companion
been
believes
told,
so.
but the Ghost Orchid Depuis, the legend is that there's a place that you can find that'll take you to the Feywild, and that's the Ghost Orchid Depuis. And so
Flounce wiggles her ears.
Yeah. Y'all again, you hear a light audible from Exel as he breathes in slightly for once and says, "The Feywild."
It'd be nice to visit home, wouldn't it?
Well, so are you Are you suggesting to me you think that the Ghost Orchid Tipwee is a real place that you could, go?
This bird wishes us to go there because that seems to be the heart of the troubles here.
Yes,
Yep,
I
the
think
problem will be finding it.
Apparently, the problem will be
I,
fighting.
The
feeling
Nene
that
says, I know the way, I know the way.
Okay.
yes,
Well, let's
I think
let's
we have
follow the
enough of
bird
a
then.
guide.
Yep.
Wait, no, hey, hang on just a second. And he's looking like thoughtful here. Now, listen, I don't know about planar rifts or the Feywild, but the legends about the Ghost Orchid Depuy say that there are these mythical plants called ghost orchids that grow there and thus give the place its name.
Mhm.
And they say that the white seed pod of a ghost orchid has the power to bring the dead back to life.
Hmm.
I don't know about all of this that you're talking about. Planar rifts are not something that I'm familiar with, short of when they make holes under my sugar mills. But if you are going to this place and you find a ghost orchid, if you are able to bring me one of those white seed pods, I would make it very much worth your while. I could arrange just a moment. And he goes over to like someone who's like standing by with a satchel, and he grabs it and he starts like flipping through. So I could arrange a payment of 1,250 gold for each of you if you can bring me one of those white seed pods.
As uh, as someone you know passed.
Um, yes, but I feel like we don't necessarily need to discuss that. We can make it a business transaction.
How about we'll see what we can do, but we can't make any promises.
Well,
And we'll see what we can do. We can't make any promises, and we'll talk about it.
right. Well, my
Later.
promise is that if you bring me a seed pod, I'll pay you handsomely for it.
All right.
Understood.
All right. So Nene is just kind of is like
Yep.
like
Yep.
flying in a circle and then landing a little bit further away every time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
So-
we need to head
Follow
out.
the bird.
Yes,
Follow,
now-
follow
You're following the bird, you see.
Yes.
I mean, I can't help but be curious about what that's going to mean. Do you know your way around the place?
We have a map. That's about it.
Well, I mean, at least let me show you some of the features here, and
I'll hand in the map.
and so he points out, and he is pointing at this map that we're seeing on screen here, and he says, "Now, you see all these little roads. This is not how we draw them around here, but that's fine, I suppose. You see, these are they're kind of elevated wooden walkways. You see,
Boardwalks, yes.
boardwalks, yes, and they help you stay up above the grass, and that keeps you away from a lot of the dangers of the landscape that you might otherwise be facing. So my advice to you is, if you're traveling any distance, that you stay on the boardwalks to the full extent that you can, because that's going to keep you out of the way. And those boardwalks are stocked every 5 miles. They have little rest stops, and so it's a good etiquette that if people have left food or water, you may take some if you need it, but it is a good etiquette for your fellow travelers to leave something in return when you can.
Good to know. This sounds awfully familiar. This reminds me of a different world with bridges over the ocean. Same sort of principle. But hopefully without any giants this time.
Giant.
The giant was friendly.
Well,
that was terrifying.
Well,
well, I think that just so you are aware, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm taking a moment to look something up because, as it happens, that we have had some rumors of giants, and I will tell you the details as soon as I am able to remember where they are. And in the adventure text, you see,
Oh God.
um, my goodness, so many parts of this adventure that are not yet where because I'm supposed to be an expert around here. I should know about what's going on. And
You're a businessman.
You're a businessman who has to.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're
Yeah.
busy. You have
yeah,
things
so
to do.
so just so you are aware, there are sometimes sightings of a storm giant known as the Dawn Mother wandering the Llanos, the grasslands, and so I would advise if you see her from a distance that you maintain that distance.
is
Words to the
she
wise.
uh, is she particularly unfriendly or just
Yes.
okay? Eh,
Thus, my advice to keep your distance.
okay.
Yes,
Not
I
bother,
was
not bother the storm giant.
yes, that would be my suggestion.
I'm okay with that.
All right then. Well, so if you are interested, this adventure just in once again in the meta just a little bit here, it has a lot of different little sections in terms of how it's all organized, and so it took me a long time to be able to get to where I could find where they were mentioned. Okay, so yeah, so and of course you see the city of El Caparazon here. That's there's lots of farming villages, hundreds across the Llanos, which is seems to be just referring to this broad grassland area. But the you'll know El Caparazon when you see it. So that would be a good place to stop and resupply on your journey.
Thank you.
All right. So remember what I said.
Yeah. Don't bother the storm giant. Stay to the upper
Well,
boardwalks and-
I was specifically referring to if you find a ghost orchid and it
Oh, the
has a
ghost
white
orchid.
seed pod.
Don't mind him. He forgot.
Yeah.
Well,
did.
that's why I offered a reminder, because I if it is not clear to you, I'm very much interested in obtaining one of these white seed pods.
Hmm. Yep.
Understood.
I can think of a number of other people who might also be interested.
Well, are those other people offering you 1,250 gold apiece for one?
No.
All
No.
right then. So
No.
I hope that I am at the top of your list.
So knowledge gained and bird impatient. So I think we should go.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So the bird does seem to be trying to lead you more or less directly north away from the path, which is and so, like I said, from where you are seems to be wanting to lead you like directly north, where you would literally be walking through like
A
swamps,
swamp.
Mm,
Yeah.
as opposed to a road and the boardwalks that you were just told were the safer way to travel.
If we had a bigger flying carpet, I could see doing that. But
or if we had that windwalk spell again,
yeah,
I should have taken windwalk as a spell, and I didn't think to.
Well, I think that. Well,
I mean,
think-
so you could also the bird has indicated that they can be spoken to, so you could also
So
ask them if you could say something.
so Axel, why don't you tell the bird that we're gonna take somewhat. We're not gonna take the route as the parrot flies, but
I know words. I know words.
I
Oh,
just
man, you spoiled it.
I I tell the parrot, I say, we're gonna go the path which is told to us to be safer. Plus, we need to stop in the city to resupply before we go through this portal, as we don't necessarily know when we'll be back this way.
Ah, all right, slower.
Yep.
Well,
But you can't walk. You can't fly. I mean, all
well,
right,
not all of us can, anyways.
but hurry.
Yep.
Yep.
Let us.
Chimagua in
yeah.
danger. Piranha in danger.
Well, let's head to El Caparazon.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yep.
Yeah.
On the road again.
We
Yeah.
head there.
Yeah. So you are taking this dirt road, this trail along there, and it is going to be taking you a few hours to get along there, because as you can see the scale on this map, you've got somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 miles to get there. So unless you were racing along, going to take a couple of hours to get there, I would guess. But as you are approaching it, you see that there is a gigantic half-dome lattice structure is the first thing that you see, and it is big enough to have a fairly decent-sized small city at the base of it. And you can see that it is not a complete so it's a half dome, and it's, when I say lattice, to be clear, it's not solid, right? It's it's like mesh, but you can see as you're approaching that it gives shade to substantial parts of the city, which you might imagine, looking at the rest of this territory, is kind of prized. Shade is something that is not in great supply on these wide, flat, grassy plains. And so, but this gigantic half dome, it looks impossibly old. It's not the sort of thing that looks like the current civilization here would have been capable of making. But at its base is this city, which has many homes and markets, and it is a place where you could have bought a map if you didn't already have one from Shieldbearer.
Oh,
But
he was definitely right when he said that we couldn't miss the city.
No.
That is a fascinating structure.
How does that stay up? Magic?
Magic, engineering, both. I don't know. Might have to find out at some point. Probably not immediately, though.
And not really our priority.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, well, if we're going to go miles and miles, we probably should put in some supplies. Get in some
Yeah.
supplies.
Well, so looking at
even with the stations.
So looking at the map, the part of the map that is close, like if you were to go to these boardwalks and find the part of it that is the closest to where Nene seemed to be trying to lead you, it's it's
right
like
there.
about
Out
right
there.
there, right? So by the scale of your map, you suspect that you're looking at something in the neighborhood of a 50-mile journey.
Yeah.
So it would be about 2 days walk at a normal pace.
Yeah, I was just thinking that we probably should have headed south to Port Pinella and then taken a boat up the river.
I mean,
Well,
I mean, because it just, it would keep us moving in more or less directly the same direction, and pretty much all we'd have to worry about are alligators, probably.
or whatever other.
Well, we can still do that. We can still go to Port Pinella and
Yeah. Well, anyway, we probably will need supplies regardless.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So you are at a city where supplies can be purchased.
Yes.
I think that at least a week's worth of food of rations would be a good idea.
Yes.
Yeah. Can we find somebody with a deal on potions of healing? Like if I wanted to buy 5 of them.
Okay. So, yes, what I'm going to actually suggest is that you bought those at the Radiant Citadel
Yeah.
before you left.
Okay.
Not that they would not be potentially available for purchase here, but they would have been more readily available for purchase there. And I don't know why you wouldn't have bought them there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good. I've got 2. So
Yeah.
in fact, I've got 3. I've got 1 potion of supreme healing as well. So
That's what we got from the last adventure. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
but getting some
Definitely
rations would
food.
be good. Yep.
Options
Yeah.
and such.
Just in case. Just in case. I have a bad feeling about this.
And I will have restocked my healing kit while
Okay.
we were there.
Sure. So, in the meta here, there's nothing that happens in the city. You can buy stuff there if you want.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay.
All right. So let me know when you're ready to continue. Continue on.
Aside from that, I think I've got everything I need.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just extra food. I mean, they did say they had stuff at the board on the boardwalk, but once we get off the boardwalk, we'll be on our own. So
And if we don't have to use the stuff at the boardwalk, that'd be good too. So
yeah, leave some at one point if we use it. Yeah, pay it
Yeah.
forward as Alphonse suggested.
Mhm.
So the question is, friends, are we going to try the river or are we walking?
Why don't we ask around and find out what people think is the better way to go? I mean, we don't even know if there's going to be a boat that goes that direction.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
I think what you find is that most of the port is actually about the farthest north that most boats go. That's not to say that boats couldn't go further that direction, but they usually don't because there's not anything over there.
Okay.
And so theoretically, you could buy a boat
Charter it.
or
We've done that.
potentially make arrangements to get a boat in that way. But you also, Nene is flying overhead and saying, "Adventure wants you to take the roads."
Thank you, Nene.
All
Yeah.
right.
it'll
Yeah.
probably be
Which it's fine. If in character you feel like the boat is what you would want to do, that's totally allowed. You're just going to skip some encounters.
Yeah, no, I was just bringing it up as a possibility.
No,
because
it's
once
not-
you get around the bend, it
Yeah.
goes most straight north.
It's not a bad idea. And so I like I said, this is why I'm just kind of letting you know. It makes perfect sense. I would allow your characters to do it. It's a good idea. I'm just telling you that the adventure is assuming that you're taking the roads. And so there's encounters that you will have there if you go that way.
Let's put it this way: none of us actually know how to operate a boat.
Right.
No,
So
we
would need to
mucked around,
hire
we-
someone.
Yeah, we
And
mucked
given
around.
the level of danger we're talking about, I wouldn't want to put something like that in danger.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it's better if we walk, just from a purely humanitarian point of view.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Sure.
I just wanted to bring it
So,
up as an option.
I think unless we see some form of danger, I think we should probably travel at a fast pace.
Hmm.
Get
Yeah.
more
See the
efficient.
sights.
Wow.
Take the scenic route.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. Are you gonna fly
Rations,
backwards
yeah.
for us, Nene?
I don't know how to do that.
Okay.
I can do other stunts. And I think the next couple of hours are you're featured, like a lot of loops and barrel rolls and stuff. But There.
Immelman
Yep.
turns.
All
I
right.
will applaud.
So, whatever other supplies you feel like you're picking up, feel free to decide what those are. But then I'll assume that you're hitting the road. And I think right now, I don't know that we established, but I'm going to say that you arrived somewhere in mid morning, and so now, as you are making your way up Camino Rojo to the boardwalks, we keep saying boardwalks. They're calling them the grass roads
The grass
here.
roads.
And as you are making your way to them, it is getting into like mid-afternoon at this point.
Okay.
But as you finally make your way up to the place where the roads are, you see that this is a network of cleverly constructed wood and reed bridges standing 15 to 40 feet above the ground.
Wow. Okay.
And then you see that there's one kind of right there where the Camino Rojo meets it. But approximately every 5 miles along the walkways, collections of 10-foot wide lean-tos offer travelers protection from the unrelenting sun and a comfortable spot to hitch hammocks. And someone roll a d10 to see what has been left at this one that you have arrived at first.
I got a 9.
A 9. You find an unusual weapon. Let's see if I can find what this. Yeah, it's kind of it's like a long bow staff, but with an almost like a glaive blade on both ends.
Oh.
And
That's it.
I think you all are pretty. You're all pretty good planar travelers at this point. So I'll allow anyone, if they want to try to make a history check, to maybe recognize this.
I've got no bonus. So.
32.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. That'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yes, Xenophon, you recognize that this is a weapon called a chachka, and it is a Thrykeen weapon.
Oh, wow. That's really unusual.
Yeah, Thrykeen are sort of insectile humanoids that you now that you think about it, you do vaguely recall that there are Thrykeen known to live in this this part of the world.
Okay, well
Oh.
that's comforting.
Yeah.
Because if they were completely unknown in the area, that would be like, oh my god.
Yeah. So they tend to be more like nomadic clans that go through. They live in the grasslands as opposed to in the cities and villages with other humanoids. But they're around. So you know that it's not a crazy unusual thing to find one. But this is the chachka is a Thrykeen weapon.
Okay.
How do you spell that?
CHATKCHA. So it's maybe more like cha.
We don't have Thrykeen
Yeah.
Yeah.
next to do that.
Chat.
So there's like a cache here for supplies and things, or
Yeah.
this is just okay. So I'm gonna leave a vial of radiant journey sauce
Nice.
Yeah. Of course.
and a day's rations.
Nice.
I bought a few extra while I was in town.
Yeah. And for luck, I'm going to leave one of the potions of healing that I bought.
Okay.
That is a princely gift.
That is definitely a generous gift for sure.
Hey.
Just because I want to try out the chachka.
So you're leaving a healing potion and taking the chachka.
No. Well, I was thinking about it, but I couldn't find it as a possible weapon to attach.
Oh, okay.
But
I
I just wanted to play with it.
Okay. I mean, I think it's if we want to say that you got it, we can figure out how to make that work in the because it's a well, so my description of it is maybe not necessarily what this picture looks the most like. It says flat triangular wedge with 3 serrated blades. It's a light thrown weapon and deals 1d6 slashing damage as opposed to it's basically like it's like a dagger with a greater range and does a d6 instead of a d4.
Yeah, a hand axe
So that
would be-
spear thing is
yeah.
that I described is not actually what it is apparently.
Yeah, the spear
Okay.
thing is a Githka.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
Xenophon explains.
Xenophon explains.
No, I like I said, I just wanted to play with it.
Mhm.
I am leaving the potion of healing.
Okay.
I'm not going to leave one at every single stop we have. It's just for luck.
Mm-hmm. All right.
They
So
we don't need it later.
all right. So I think that your first sort of day's travel will get you to about here, assuming that you decide to go ahead and like rest when it's dark.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And if there's a shelter there to
Yeah. So
hang up
certainly
hammocks, then
they
we can-
are at regular 5-mile intervals. So
Right.
you can definitely choose to stay at one. And so someone roll
Yeah.
another d10, and we'll see what might have been left
I'll
at
do
this
it.
one. Okay.
7.
A 7. Someone has left a pouch of coffee beans.
Ooh. Hmm. Maybe take a little bit and have it, and a little bit in the morning. Grind
Yeah,
it.
I was going to say let's save it for morning.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So as you settle in for the night, there's a spectacular sky full of stars in full view now that you're kind of out away from the cities, and it's just you're up on this sort of elevated road bridge, and you hear the wind blowing through the tall grasses all around you, and I'm just imagining a sort of peaceful scene that, unless anyone has other business, we will go ahead and clock wipe forward to the next
Okay.
day.
Indeed.
I wonder what we're gonna find at our destination.
Mm-hmm. So as you are, so in the morning you get started again, and so let's say you get to like maybe around right there. And so the grass roads appear infinite and disappear into the haze. But ahead, an insectile traveler trudges towards you. And Xenophon, being familiar with them, will definitely point out
that is a Thryking.
it is a Thryking, although the Thryking that you have seen have tended to have more like solid color, sort of chitinous armor on their bodies. This one's shells is kind of iridescent.
That's different.
So you see them trudging towards you, but then suddenly there's a shriek overhead, and a vulture-headed griffin dives toward the traveler. And it is about 100 feet away from you at the moment, and this Thryking is kind of got a big pack on and seems pretty defenseless against this great big griffin attack. So
I'm going to charge forward.
Firebolt.
all right, well, we're gonna roll initiative.
I mean, I usually like griffins, but not griffins that try to eat potential friends.
Well, this one's vulture headed too, to tell you that it's gross.
Yeah, it's not a friendly griffin, no.
Yeah, so let's see. I'm gonna just put tokens on our map here. And oops. And we're not gonna do a full battle map here. Just
Oh, how wide are the grass roads?
like 10 to 15 feet.
Okay.
Okay. So we should have everybody on the little turn tracker order here, feel free to roll initiative.
Not so great, but I'll deal with it.
Okay.
Huh. Looks like Excel is alert.
Yeah, but that was a natural 20.
Oh, you're afraid of having used up your necessary 20.
Oh, I should have the-
However, we will point out that high initiative has saved us on more than one occasion. So
That
Yes,
is
the
very
high
true.
initiative is not wasted.
That is very true.
Okay. So, as mentioned, they're about 100 feet ahead of you as we begin. But Axel, you are up first.
Then, if that's the case, and they are swooping towards the individual on the road,
Mm-hmm.
then I will Eldritch Blast them.
Yes.
And instead of pushing them, I want to pull them away from that person to me. So hopefully this works.
Okay.
First up. Oh, 14?
14 does hit.
Oh, wow. Nice. And 21.
That will certainly also
And
hit.
the 12 doesn't hit.
The 12 does just hit.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Awesome.
Okay.
So I will then roll damage. So that is 11 for the first,
Okay.
8 for the second, and 9 for the third. And I will pull it 30 feet towards me.
Okay, yeah, there is a deep and alarming sort of squawking cry as this large bird is yanked through the air by your magic and pelted with these bolts of magical force. It has definitely taken some substantial injury to that, and it is brought a lot closer to you. And the Thrykeen is kind of huddling, alarmed, but you have definitely just pulled this thing much closer. Hang on, I have a handout. I think the Griffin. I don't think I have a handout for you, but the Thrykeen definitely does. Let me.
And you all hear Exel say, "I think I've got its attention now."
All right, let's see. So here, I'm sharing a handout with you, the Thrykeen. Although this is the standard artwork for Thrykeen, not the special.
Yeah.
So imagine this image only with a iridescent shell.
So literally Beetle from Breath of the Wild, but in his ultimate incarnation.
Apparently, yes.
In the hand, that's the weapon that was left at the.
Oh yes, yeah, in the lower one, the middle hand. Yeah, and so I'll show you the Griffin handout, except just for artwork's sake. But the vision that you should have is that it's got a vulture head instead of an eagle head. So you have pelted it with magical force. Now, Flounce, do you have a higher dex than Dianok? Have we established that?
I have a 0.
Okay.
So I think he wins.
Dianok?
They do. Yep. Dianok has a +3.
Okay. So Dianok is up next.
So, like I said, firebolt.
Okay.
And there's only one number that can cause me to miss.
All right.
And I did not get it, so 16 to hit.
That hits.
22 fire damage.
Whoa. Yeah. This Griffin is pretty hurt now. It's definitely singed. Not looking great. Flounce, it is your turn.
I'm going to look at Dianok and say, that's a good idea. And I'm also going to cast Firebolt.
Okay.
Now, let's see if this will work. Oh, yeah, that's a 22.
A 22 definitely hits, yeah.
Or, let's see, 16 points of fire damage.
And you watch as this Griffin, giving off a trail of smoke, careens and then crashes into the tall grass, and it is
The
gone.
bloody red baron went spinning out of sight.
Poor Griffin, you rolled too low an initiative to even try to run away. So in any case, the Thrycreen. So we're now out of initiative. The Thrycreen, observing all of this, hurries towards you now and is just saying, "Oh, welcome." Thank you. Thank you so much. You saved me. My name is Fickpick. I'm a trader heading to El Caparazon. But I think the Griffin normally wouldn't probably attack me, but I happen to be currently heading to El Caparazon with a fine selection of salted meats, which may, in hindsight, have been what attracted the Griffin's attention.
Possibly so, friend Thrycreen. We are the Order of the Golden Prawn. We are headed northeast. Sadly, so we cannot help you continue your journey, but we are happy to have driven the Griffin from making a meal of you.
Well, please, I must thank you. Here, and he has one of the long spear things, the Githka, and he says, "Please take this as a gift." And then he's fishing through, and he has like a bag which looks like it might be. It looks like some sort of a fancy magical pouch. And he's, "Please take them. You saved my life."
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
I will absolutely take that.
All right. And so I don't suppose I'm feeling a little bit anxious about how much of the meat I'm currently carrying. I don't suppose any of you want to take some of it off my hand. I've got capybara jerky. That's
Capybara jerky? Oh my god! Oh my god!
Editor's note. I did not introduce that. That's written into the adventure.
Oh!
Doc will take some.
Yeah? All right. Only
And-
1 gold per pound.
Oh.
I will.
I'll take great.
That, yeah.
Yeah,
Is there?
Where else
Is,
are you gonna get this ingredient, Canthan?
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
yeah.
So just for anyone listening who doesn't understand why we all reacted that way, is that in our last campaign of Root, David played a capybara character.
Yes.
So
Yes.
one hopes
mean-
that this is not Nigel jerky. All right. But so Fickpick is pleased to sell you as much capybara jerky as you choose to buy, and then we'll hurry on their way. And as mentioned, you have been gifted a Githka, which is this is the two-handed pole arm with a blade at each end. And it is not a reach weapon apparently, but it does do 1d8 slashing damage, and so whoever wants that can have it. And then the bag is a bag of beans, as in the magic item, with 3 beans remaining.
Nice.
And
I
so,
think Dianok needs that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that suits you rather well, Wizard.
mhm.
Maybe maybe I'll sell it to someone for a cow.
Well, there we go with the Giants again.
All right. So you have, you are certainly able to discover that about, identify the magic item as you continue traveling, and as you make your way along. Let me move all of our representative tokens out of the way, and we're using the little party token down here. As you get to about here, you see that there is a ramp leading down to with a little sign that says Zula's Trail, which I'm gonna reveal there. And as soon as you get to that point, says Nene is excited again and is doing little loops and circling. He's like, "I know this area. Go this way, this way, this way.
All right.
Almost there."
Almost there.
So let's go.
All right. Now it turns out that almost there is a relative thing.
Oh, yeah.
As the bird flies.
Yes, because this trail actually does lead you to the riverbank, as you can kind of see on the map here. But from there, Nene is leading you further north through this wooded area, and as and very excited. This is we're almost home. I recognize this area. Almost there, almost there. And gradually, as you emerge out of the wooded area, this is, by the way, it's actually starting to get, like, by the time you're getting to this point, it's starting to get dark. And so you suspect that it might be, like, how you want to handle that. I'll allow you to do. But Nene is continuing to lead you on. It is starting, the sun is starting to get low. But as you are emerging from the wooded area at, towards dusk, you see that there is ahead of you a wide stretch of tombstone-sized termite mounds, dominated by a tall mound with an unusually flat top. And then there are giant anteaters milling around the mounds, but they seem like they're just, they're giant anteaters. They need lots of ants, lots of termites. So they're, they're looking for some. But yes, this giant mound, to be clear, is about 18 feet tall compared to the other ones, which are, big, but not, they're tombstone sized. And then there's one that's 18 feet tall with this odd flat top to it. And Nene is doing like quick, tight circles around it and excited squawking near it.
Do we rest before we go through? Or I think I can. I think my dome will protect us against any termites.
Does anyone want to look at the termite mounds, either the big one or the regular ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna look at one of the regular ones.
Okay. Make a nature check.
Nature. Okay, 17.
Okay. It does appear that you said you were looking at one of the regular ones?
Yes.
Okay. It does appear that this is a mundane termite mound of mundane, naturally occurring termites. So these are ordinary termites in that regard. They're not magical, weird termites in any way. This just seems to be how they make their mounds.
Okay. Well, it needs to. I'm okay with. I think I'd be okay with regular termites.
Mm-hmm.
Was that for both of them or just the smaller one?
Oh, well, I mean, you were looking at, so, I mean, I think what I just described was for the smaller one, because what you did is you looked at the tombstone-sized one and discovered that it was a normal termite mound of normal termites, but then there's also an 18-foot tall one.
I'll check out the tall one.
Okay.
Can I use survival?
Yeah, you'll get different information.
Okay. 14.
Okay, so with a 14, you discover that it appears to be occupied with the same kind of termites, meaning the termites are not bigger. Mm-hmm. But as you are looking around, what you discover is that what's weird about this one is that it has a sizable crack in one side that is, like, even with the shadows getting longer and longer with the setting sun, the darkness inside this crack is, like, it's too dark in there. It's, like, magically dark in there. Also, the crack is of sufficient size that it's unclear how the rest of the mound does not collapse into it. And yet...
Here's a question. Can I see through this darkness?
Oh.
Yeah. I think what you see is that you know that you would normally be able to see through standard magical darkness. And so you are able to recognize that this is not even mere magical darkness, but some sort of a non-traditional opening, if you follow me. But certainly, as you are peering in there, Nene lands on your shoulder and says, "Right in there, right in there."
All right.
Well,
Oh,
that's not disturbing at all.
I will take out my longbow and I will, as quietly as I can, move through. Wait. Are we going to rest first or go on in, guys?
I mean, I'm feeling just fine. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like,
Yeah.
mechanically, none of you have done very much, but
Yeah.
like fictionally, you've been walking all day.
Yeah. So I will try
Let's
to
at
be.
least see what's on the other side before we.
Yeah, I will try to be quiet as I walk through, readying my longbow.
Okay. So where is my? There we go. So as you enter the crack, this is Exel going first.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Pardon me, someone making noise in the hallway. This must be addressed by a little dog. So the Llanos vanishes, replaced by the earthy scent of jungle. As you emerge through a hollow in a large tree, thick rainforest vegetation surrounds you. Heavy mist hangs in the air, obscuring the top of a spire rising hundreds of feet into the sky, no more than 100 feet away. A roaring waterfall cascades down the Tepui, and a well-trodden path twists towards it through the trees. And I'm pretty sure I have a handout for you of that. So let me... and there's also a new map that I'll put you on in a moment when I find the handout. And I would... So that's what you will see when you... there we go. So this is... handout called Ghost Orchid Tepui, and it is a tall, skinny one.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That a statue.
Mm-hmm.
There.
Statue or some sort of supplicant or person.
Let's head forward and see what we find.
So that's what you would report back if you peek through Exel, that's what you would see. Do you continue on through, or do you duck back through to tell everyone?
I'll let those guys know about what I see, and then I'll head back through.
All right.
Okay, I'll follow.
Yep. I'm right behind.
All right, with everyone heading through, I will go ahead and move you to that map. Okay. And it's going to look dark at first, so let me, because I don't have your tokens on it. There we go. All right. Okay, so all of you are now at the bottom of this map.
Yep.
And you are at the location that I just described a moment ago. So you see that this water ahead of you is at the base of the waterfall. The waterfall. So note on this map that it is not to scale vertically speaking, right? Yeah. So you can see that it looks like it's not necessarily that tall on this map, but the artwork is what should indicate to you that it is in fact hundreds of feet tall.
Okay.
Huge.
Yeah. So you are at the base of this pool. You see that statue kind of up ahead in the distance, and then of course the waterfall itself. What would you like to do?
Take a look. I want to go take a look at the statue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to take a look in the water.
All right.
Actually, now that we're in the through the portal, what's Nene doing?
Nene is kind of flying around. Is like Ghost Orchid Tepui. We're almost home.
I'm gonna
find your Anna.
May I make a survival check to see if there are any tracks of animals frequenting here, or maybe coming in and out of the water?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead and make a check.
25.
So here's the thing. You definitely have a sense of having come through a portal. And those of you who would know what it's like to be in the Feywild feel that, like, yeah, you're pretty sure this is it. Now, that said, not all parts of the Feywild are especially nice, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yet, what this place feels like is a place that used to be nicer than this. There are not there's not evidence of like animal trails and so on in the way that you would expect there to be in a place like this. Because this is a pool of water. You'd expect it to be a place where animals would come to drink, right? You're not seeing evidence of that. But specifically, Flounce, as you would be the first to kind of arrive at your destination of where you're trying to look. So the path ends at a clearing before an immense waterfall. It cascades down the Tepuis cliffs into a pool coated with oily gray slime.
Ooh.
Dense mist hangs above the pool.
I wouldn't touch that if I was you.
I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm
And
trying to see through it.
Mhm.
Can I make a perception check to see if I see anything in the water?
The slime is opaque.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it have an odd smell?
I am going to go ahead and say yes.
Flounce, Flounce, you should be careful. There's
Yeah.
no signs of any animals in this area. It's
Yeah,
not...
it like the smell is bad. It's foul. It's
Yeah.
definitely smells polluted.
Okay.
I think that statue is probably the good place to go, at least to start.
I will-
Yeah, Nene incidentally is also just saying, I didn't used to be like this.
I'll tell Nene, stay on my shoulder, and if things get hairy, hide in my pack.
All
No
right.
pun intended.
So yes, as you're approaching this statue, a small stone platform rises from the edge of the pool, supporting a larger-than-life quartz statue of an elf priest. With outstretched arms. But so as you are nearing the statue, Xenophon, you hear a voice saying, "Welcome, traveler. I offer to bless you if you are willing to show your purity by bathing in the pool."
Do you not hear that as well?
Excellent. Immediately like.
Your offer is most kind, but I must decline. Hey, you made a couple out of that one.
Well, obviously you may decline, but it is a test to show that you are a traveler with a pure heart and open mind, to be willing to disbelieve your senses and trust that a blessing awaits those with faith.
Either that or it's a way to easily dispose of gullible people.
And then you hear a slightly different voice saying, No, it's not that at all. It's totally a real test. It's to show that you're pure."
Are you three kobolds in a statue costume?
Of course not. That would be silly. So someone can make a perception check if you like. I'm not going to make you roll an insight check because you all just jumped to that. So
21.
Okay.
28.
Yeah, so I think what you, as you're getting a little closer and you're hearing a little bit more communication, you realize that these, the voices are not coming from the statue. They're actually coming from behind the statue. And when you are close enough at that point, you realize that the statue weirdly had what looked like leather wings that had been added to it. But as with that critical success, Canthan, first of all, I think to make that check, you would have had to be a little bit closer.
Okay.
But what I'll say is you realize something's up with those wings. What's going on? Is like, oh God, those are cloakers. And we're rolling initiative.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Expecting group? Oh,
Yes.
this is huge.
Yeah. And so I have a
I
handout for
can't
those.
roll
I think.
initiative crap today.
Let's see. Does everyone see themselves on the tracker here? It's
Yeah.
doing that
Yeah.
whole thing where there's duplicates of people again. Okay. So I'm okay. Let me know when everyone sees their own initiative properly, and I'll delete the ones that are duplicates on my screen because Roll20 is weird that way.
Yeah,
I see mine.
I think
I don't
to
see
make life
mine.
easier, just delete everything except for Xenophon and Canthan. It actually looks good.
Yeah, because I think on my screen I see everybody except for Dina.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so what I see is now I have just added Dianok again, but I see doubles of everybody.
Okay.
Um,
So take away Canthan's, it isn't 6.
Okay. Xenophon, your correct one is
22.
22. Okay.
22, yeah. I actually rolled well.
Flounce, your correct one is 8.
8.
Okay. Axel, correct one is 26.
I am. Yep.
All right. Okay, I think that's good. All right, let me roll for Nene as well.
Wow. 3 5s.
Yeah. Well, I think. Yeah. So let's see what we got here with these.
That's a real big jump from 22 to 8.
So first of all, let me give you a handout for cloakers. That's what these
Ooh.
things are.
Oh.
Not friendly.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's clear that these two things, when not moving, looked like they were just weird sort of leathery wings that had been added to the statue. But they, it's now clear as they sort of activate that it was them that were talking. So,
Pixie. Wicked false.
yeah. Okay. So they have. Man, I just had the thing. Okay. They have a dex of 15. Does that beat?
Not Dianok.
Okay. What about? Well, so I'm gonna put Nene at the bottom. Okay. Okay. So I think that. Well, okay. So the initiatives are 26, 22, 8, 6, 5, 5, 5. Okay. So Exel, you I'll allow Canthan. You tell me what you say when you get close enough. You're like, what are the? Oh, and then you realize that they're monsters. You may not know what cloakers are, but you recognize they're weird monsters that are hanging.
Monsters!
Yeah.
Kill them! Do you think we could eat them?
Well, so Exel, is that what you say? This is your turn.
Actually, yeah, I will say, can you eat them? And I will cast. Let's see. These things have wings, don't they?
They do.
Yeah. Right now they haven't moved yet, but
Looks like they might be mostly winged.
yeah.
No, I do not. But since who is up close? Is that Flounce right up there?
Yep.
Lots of Dianok.
Fonts and Xenophon are the closest to these things.
I will cast Protection from Good and Evil on Flounce,
Okay.
and that will be my turn.
All right.
Touch.
Yeah,
It's touch. Okay. Well, yeah. Then I'll
Mhm.
whoop. There, right there. I'll get up there. There we go.
Okay.
And now I will touch you and be like, "There you go.
Boop.
Thank you.
Have at
Alright.
it, fellow bunny."
Okay. That makes it Xenophon's turn next.
Okay, Xenophon will give inspiration to Flounce. Flounce, you're now of larger size. Make these cloakers get chewed up and die. So you just get a regular inspiration.
Lay down and cry.
Lay down and cry. um. So yeah, so you get an inspiration as my bonus action, but then I will turn to the nearest cloaker here, and we will say creatures that look like ugly leather bits. Your ugliness will give my dreams fits, and we'll try a vicious mockery on it and see how that works.
Wisdom save. That looks like a 5 on that wisdom
Okay,
save.
so it failed. So it failed. So it takes 6 psychic damage, and will get disadvantage on its next attack.
Okay.
And I am going to move back a bit to here. Let's get out of the line of media attack from these things. Thank you. And so that is the bard's turn.
All right.
So not immune to psychic damage. Good. Sick of that.
Mhm.
We've had way too much of that lately.
Yeah. Okay. Flounce, that makes it your turn.
All right.
I think there's a long pause though between Xenophon doing that and then Flounce is like, "Wait, what? Oh, okay." but no one else is any faster.
Metafictional.
All right. Bonus action, Sunblade.
All right.
All right. And attacking the one right in front of me. All right. First to hit is a 25
Okay, yeah. Hits.
for 14 points of damage.
Okay.
Second attack is a 30.
Mm-hmm.
Not a crit, just for the record.
Wow, you were badass then.
Mhm.
For 15 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
And movement. Actually, I think I'm going to stay where I am.
All right.
Just because it gives everybody a chance to pile on these guys from the other side.
Okay.
I know how this works.
Okay. So that is Flounce's turn. Canthan.
I'm going to charge forward to here. And I'm going to attack with Spirit Cleaver.
Okay.
First, starting with the one on the left. 29
Mm-hmm.
for 7 damage. 25 for 13 damage. 17 for 8 damage.
Okay.
And then Polearm Master bonus attack. A 15 for 7 damage.
Yeah, all of those hit. So that's a total of 35. It's quite a bit. You hurt this thing real bad. It's not dead, but that's a lot for it. Carving it up.
Finish it off, Dianok.
All right. That was Canthan's turn. Dianok's turn. Next, you go.
Dianok is gonna just flick the wrist and send an acid splash to the two of them.
Okay, that's Dex
Dex
save.
save.
All right. So they roll a 15 and a 7 respectively.
Fail. So they take 10 points of acid.
Okay.
Damage.
All right. The first one is really bad, but not down.
And Dianok's just gonna go up next to Canthan.
Okay. All right. And so now it is their turn. The one that is really hurt first is going to, let's see, is going to swoop in towards Flounce and try to bite.
Okay.
It gets an 18 to hit.
I'm going to cast
Oh,
shield.
no, you're right. So it should have disadvantage because of the protection from good and evil.
Okay, I was gonna say. I was gonna ask.
So
you what
it would have
type
been
of
a
creature.
17 to hit.
Okay. That would still hit, so I'm still gonna cast shield.
Okay, well, so you prevent it. It looked like it was trying to bite you, but then it was also going to try to wrap its wings around you. But it is prevented from doing so. And then in frustration, it lashes out at you with its barbed tail. And that's a 20 to hit, which probably still doesn't hit with the shield.
No, with the shield, I'm at 21.
Okay. And so then it is actually going to try to fly away a bit and go over here, but that is going to be some opportunity attacks from,
Oh yeah.
you know, from both Flounce and Canthan.
I think I just used primary action, so I don't have.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Attack.
But
And I just did
Canthan
13
does,
slashing.
and you kill it.
Into the hole.
It crashes into the water, and briefly there's a hole in that layer of slime that is quickly sort of.
Bleh.
It doesn't sizzle or anything when it hits.
Well, no, it does not float though. It just goes. It goes in, and then you just don't see it anymore.
Oh no.
My running theory right now is that that's just a really fat gelatinous ooze.
That's a terrible theory.
Oh god, I hope that's not true.
I mean, that would be one heck of a way for an ooze to disguise itself.
Yeah. All right. Well, so the other one though is going to come in and try to bite Dianok. It gets a 14 to hit.
Miss.
And then it's going to try to lash at you with its tail as well, and then only gets a 12.
Yeah.
And I think it just says is like, listen, all you had to do was just drown yourself bathe yourself in the water, and it would have been fine. All right, so that is the cloakers. What? Yes.
Dianok just responds with a curse word in Elvish.
Okay.
Since it's a statue of an Elvish person.
Well, okay, but it's also as established not an Elvish person talking, right?
I know.
Yeah.
I know, but still.
Yeah. Flounce will act offended and go, "Do you kiss your mother with that mouth?"
Not lately.
I think an elvish curse would be something like, "You sleeper."
Yeah. So Nene is going to sort of move up and just kind of like flutter around it in sort of a distracting way, giving Canthan the help action, like
Okay.
to like aid your attacks
Okay.
against this one.
Okay.
That makes it Exel's turn again.
You all see Exel. Since Exel has decided he's going to be doing his ranger thing a little bit today, he takes up his longbow and he says something in. Let me make sure. In abyssal.
An abyssal.
Yeah, and you see his eyes flare, but not the usual green and purple. They flare rather like a violet, almost pinkish color, as he fires his longbow, and he has declared it his favorite foe, and also is using his psychic abilities to attack it as well. And so let's see. Where are you? Actions. There it is. First attack. 18.
Hits.
So that is and I will use the grave touched. So that is 2d8, 1d6, 1d4 for my savage or my psionic attacky thing, plus 3. And this is necrotic damage.
Okay.
It's 14 points of necrotic damage. Oh, I'm sorry, 17 because I can't add the plus 3. Yeah, so 17 points of necrotic damage.
All right.
And then the second attack with the bow be a 13.
13 misses, I'm afraid.
Alrighty. And that'll be my turn.
Okay. Xenophon.
Okay, so let's try something slightly different. Let's try a mind sliver on this thing.
Okay. That's intelligence save?
That's intelligence.
Okay. These are smarter than your average monster, which is not to say terribly smart. 11.
Okay, nope, it fails. So it takes 9 psychic damage, and it's going to lose 1 from its next saving throw.
Okay.
until the next at the end of it's my turn.
All right.
But this thing doesn't seem that intense, so I'm not going to throw more inspiration around at this point.
All right. Flounce.
Hey, let me boogie on around. Over to here. Go backwards because I accidentally hit the wrong thing. Okay. Sunblade. Number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Uh-oh.
It's pretty good.
Melt.
And so,
So
I'm trying to figure out how. All right, so it would be 15 plus 8, so that's 23.
Okay. What is there a reason you're not?
Yeah, no, I was using the critical roll on roll 20.
Okay. Yeah, but what I'm saying is that on roll 20 here, it's saying 21, not 23. I don't know where you got 23.
Okay.
Well, okay. Actually, okay. So never mind. You're okay. Look, I'm sorry to be picky about this, but you guys need to know what your own stuff does. So right now, it's actually not 21. It's 21 plus 14, right? Because it's you've also got your giant smite on there, right?
Yeah,
And
but I
that
don't. But
also
I don't
gets
have it
critical.
activated. But I don't
Right,
have giant
okay.
smite activated.
Oh, okay. So take off the 4 for that, and you get 17.
Well, no.
For the total.
Well, I was doing the radiant damage and then the radiant critical damage, which is 15 plus 8, which is the 23.
Okay.
Yeah, because the against undead damage doesn't count.
Yeah.
And the giant smite damage doesn't count. So the only things there that count are the radiant damage and the radiant critical, which
Yeah.
is 23 total.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So my apologies then for but isn't it?
No,
Okay.
if she rolls a nat 20, it automatically doubles it. So that's the right answer. That's the right.
Okay.
Total.
Well, roll 20's interpretation of all that is stupid and makes no sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Because why is it? So it's.
Would you rather me just naturally roll it as 2d10 plus 4?
Oh, see,
Or
because
two-
the 15
Yep.
is not
2d10 plus
the
6.
double, right? Like it
Right,
is.
that's correct.
Okay. All right, fine, whatever. I'm so what I'm looking at on roll 20 says 21 damage and then 14 total critical damage. In what world is it telling me that I'm not supposed to add those together? I don't.
Because if you, the totals, those totals include the against undead, which this isn't, and the
Okay.
giant smite, which this isn't. So
Okay.
the only two that matter are 15.
All right. Okay.
and 8.
Let's fine. Let's not belabor it. I don't like how it does that. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go ahead. Roll again. You got a crit. This is a good thing. This is not a thing that's annoying. It's a fantastic strike with your sunblade. It's awesome.
Okay. Let's see. There we go. Not quite as good. That's a 29 to hit for 15
Okay.
radiant damage.
This thing is almost nope. In fact, you finish it off. Describe how you finish it off.
The sunblade just cuts right down the middle.
Yeah.
All right. And you hear just as it's flopping to the ground, you hear it's like, guess you're not that pure.
Oh.
They're like, dude, I'm a native. I was never that pure.
I guess so. Like just broadly speaking, the whole thing with the numbers there, just like we're using an extension called Beyond 20 that helps to interact D&D Beyond with Roll20. But I feel like it's this great app that works great a lot of the time, except just in certain circumstances, it just falls all to pieces and makes no sense how it's supposed to be working.
Mhm.
Like the fact that it automatically includes every single possible extra amount that it might be on there without it being. I mean, I guess what it's trying to do is saying, if this applies, here's what it is, and I'm reporting it separately. But instead, what just happens is it's reporting 8 different numbers at me.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
and it's like, okay, it says 15 radiant damage, and also 4 radiant damage against undead targets, but also 2 giant smite damage, but also 8 radiant critical damage, but also 4 radiant against undead targets critical damage, plus 2 giant smite critical damage, for a total of 21 damage and 14 critical damage. And I'm just like, that's
You know,
like that's
Yeah.
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 Next time I'll make it easier and I'll just do the doubles myself.
I-
we'll just call it good.
yeah.
I could see it making sense. It was like radiant damage, radiant critical, giant smite.
Yeah, but it doesn't, it's not organized in a sensible way. All right,
Yeah.
but that's not important. It's great. It's a great extension for whenever you're not doing a critical that has lots of add-on things.
Yeah.
All right, so in any case, though, you have disposed of those 2 cloakers, and now that they are both dead and things are once again calmer, I think you all kind of vaguely notice that the statue seems to be glowing a bit.
Well, definitely going to examine the statue.
Do you touch it?
I touch it.
Yes.
Well, Dianok was said first. So
Yep. Dianok gets first dibs.
All right. So, Dianok, you have the sense that if you had lost any hit points, you would have been healed by some hit points.
Ah. Well.
And so you get a feeling of like, well, I guess you didn't need that. Thanks anyway. And then the glow fades.
Did anybody actually get damaged in this?
No,
No.
not a one of us.
They didn't even land an attack.
Yeah.
Nope.
That's what. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well. I guess if we'd been injured, that would have been helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's not get cocky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That actually worries me a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, Nene, where do we go from here? I look around.
Nene is sitting on the statue's head and gestures with a wing up the waterfall.
I mean, Axel can probably get up there, but
I can walk up there.
I can carry one person with me, or I can actually.
Now the wall. So to be clear, it is 1,000 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can't
So
dimension
door is not enough. So
I can-
now, so to be clear, here's just a reminder of what we've got. The water in the pool, bad. Seems bad.
Yeah.
There is mist hovering above the pool, and in fact, you see that the mist grows thicker further up, and it has a great faint green tinge to it. The walls of the tipui are have, they're very like there would be lots of easy handholds and so on. Like, so you suspect they would be easy to climb except for just the fact that it's such a high climb.
Yeah.
So there's no check required except that it would just take time because it's a lot. And but so otherwise, yeah, you've got, that's what you're looking at.
Is there anything behind the waterfall?
Well, you can try to look if you like.
I would like.
Hold your breath.
Mm-hmm.
I will back you up, but I will keep my distance from being
The scummy water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And already.
Well, I don't want to. Well, see, I've still got my bunny slippers of spider climb.
Oh. Yes.
So I'm just going to like climb a little bit on the wall and try to get a look behind the waterfall.
Okay, so are you like avoiding the water or?
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid the water.
Okay, well, make a perception check. It's going to be kind of difficult to look behind a waterfall without getting wet.
And that's no good. That's a 9.
You think that to see back there, you're going to need to go through the water.
Does the water as it's coming, like, the water as it comes down seem nasty, or is it?
I mean, it's a waterfall. So, I
All
mean,
right, enough fooling around. I'm going to trying to avoid the still water in the pool.
mm-hmm.
I am going to sling my halberd over my shoulder, rub my hands together, and leap through the water. And if there's something there, try to grab hold of the wall behind it. And if they're not ready to grab onto whatever I find on the other side.
Well, all of your instincts are correct in the sense that there is technically a place behind the waterfall that you can go. But I'm just imagining if there weren't, that what you would have been doing is just jump face first into a rock wall behind a waterfall above.
Yeah, well, I got a lot of
Yeah.
hit points. I'm fine.
Yeah. So,
And we've got this very nice elf statue.
yeah. So technically speaking, that is actually still kind of what happens, but meaning there's a place where you can stand. But first of all, what does happen is as you pass through the water, you're going to take 51 necrotic damage.
Holy crap!
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
Ah!
So
right.
you have now passed through the waterfall and are standing behind it, feeling that this magically tainted toxic water is like super bad news.
It's like, all right, don't do this. It's bad. It's really bad. And it's not just the pool that's tainted; the water's tainted as well. And
Yeah.
I'm going to use my my
What
healer's
it
kit
feels
to,
like is that this water is just trying to force your body to instantly decompose.
Yay.
Ouch.
So
And you're from this place? What?
Well, not from this place. This place. It's like different. It's like the different planes all condensed into one plane. So something really bad happened here that made the place like this.
Yeah, so Nene is peering carefully at the water, looking at it once again, like the sideways way that birds do, and just says, "Water's bad."
Yep.
yeah,
We know that
I
now.
heal. I use the healing kit to heal 19 points.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, all right, all right, how do I get back out of here?
Mm.
I will I will you know what?
the waterfall's probably
Yeah.
not going to be easily redirected.
I will say also, though, Canthan, while you're in there, you see that there does seem to be a ledge about 100 feet up here.
Okay.
And so you can't see what's on it, but does seem to be a ledge there.
All right.
Whereas right now, it's kind of like in a real world where there's not always a cave behind a waterfall. There's kind of like there's rocks that you can sort of stand on. The water's kind of away from you a little bit, but it's not far.
All right, give me a minute. I'm going to climb up here and see what I can find. So I'm going to climb up to that ledge.
Yeah. So that you find that there is a ledge up there, and upon that ledge rests an elf skeleton with a moldy backpack.
Oh,
Okay. I'm going to go through the contents of that backpack.
All right. There is a lot of rotted stuff, but you find a shard of white crystal that you suppose would be worth about 300 gold. And there is a very fancy dagger and a potion.
Okay, I will give the potion a taste in the D&D 5th edition way of finding out what a potion is.
Yes. You discover that this is a potion of invulnerability, and for 1 minute after you drink it, you have resistance to all damage.
Okay, that could be useful. That could be useful.
Could be useful right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might
The
actually just
the
wanna-
fancy dagger looks like it is also probably magic.
Okay, I will put that in my belt. I will take the potion of invulnerability. I will use my Sea Soul charm, which gives me 3 uses of gaseous form, and I will, in order to become gaseous,
Mm-hmm.
and float back down to where everybody else is.
All right, and you
Yeah.
can use that to sort of move through narrower spaces and avoid the water.
Right. So yeah. Well, if I can do it without using the potion of vulnerability, then I will.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, plus that only
Yeah.
gives you resistance. It's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll float back down and while am I able to dispel the gaseous form, or I'm stuck to this for an hour?
I think that you can.
Okay. So
Like
I will.
it's not like you have an hour's worth saved up that you can use it.
No,
Will,
no,
but,
no,
right,
no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
So
Mhm.
yeah, because this is from a charm, not
Yeah.
a. Okay. So yeah, I will float back down and like don't do not go in there. Woo.
Whoa.
I will may I make would it be could I make a survival check to see if I can find us a path around or up this wall?
I think we just need to climb up the side of this.
Yeah.
thing.
So unless you have some other. Oh, go ahead.
Point of order. We all have have that
Sea
charm.
soul charm.
Yeah.
That's right.
We
That
could just
lasts for an
float up.
hour.
How far can we go in an hour?
I mean,
in gaseous
10,
form?
10 feet per round, but
Mhm.
yeah, that's 10 feet for every 6 seconds. So
100
basically,
feet a minute.
yeah, or actually,
Yeah, 1 minute is 10
even-
rounds.
yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
we get up there just with gaseous form.
Mhm.
Yeah, so Dean like sees you come out of gaseous form and says, "Wait," does some math in their head.
Mhm.
Says, "We can get up there as gaseous form. It'll be a little slower, but we won't."
But a lot safer. All
Yeah.
right. So I'm going to use another invocation of my sea soul charm and let's go.
Yep.
Up,
All
right.
away.
Nene kind of just goes, "You're weird," and then flies up themselves.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, and if anybody wants to preserve theirs, actually, Exel, can I ride with you? That way, they can
Yeah.
use theirs, and I'll ride up.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
What
I
do you-
still have 2 left.
What do you mean ride up?
My
The-
magic carpet.
Magic
Oh,
carpet.
right. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
Okay.
Sure. So here's a question though, related to your ascent here, is that as mentioned, there is mist that is clinging above, hovering above the water, and extending 100 feet from the cliff wall, and it gets thicker as you go higher. So tell me, are you staying far enough away from the cliff to avoid that, or are you
Yeah.
going through it?
Yeah, I think we're gonna. Dan and I are gonna avoid it.
Yeah, off
Yeah.
to the left a bit so that
Mhm.
we're away from the waterfall and coming up on that part.
Sure.
You're dry.
Okay, so I will go ahead and just move all your tokens up to that level. I'm just putting you on this left hand side of the river, just as a kind of starting point, because you're obviously all able to kind of be flying as you go up there. As you are getting towards the top, you're avoiding the mist, but then you see that the top of the mountain is covered by brilliant green rainforest vegetation. A deep stream cuts through the foliage, running alongside a ridge before cascading off the tepui's edge. A trail vanishes through a cleft in the ridge with low green vapor billowing along the path. And that's this path here, right? And so what you are seeing is that this green looking mist is just it's sort of billowing out through that cleft, and as it is kind of it seems heavier than air, so it sort of clings along, like dry ice fog, right? And you can see it moving into the water and then being sort of carried along and then spreading over the side. And so you would guess that that looks like it is the source of the fog, at least. But also, you note that the water upstream of that cleft looks normal.
So that's what's
think we
billowing
Okay,
want to
the
go
yeah.
in that mist.
Also, you're not seeing it on the map right now, just with the line of sight stuff. But above you, a shattered ship teeters atop a higher ledge.
Okay.
It's only another 30 feet higher up.
Yeah. Flounce, still in her gaseous form, is going to float over and
Alright.
see if she can see what she can see.
Sure, I'll just move you over to where you can.
Well, no, the cleft, not the
Oh, okay.
the thing. I'm
Alright.
not paying attention to the ship yet.
Okay, what you see is a cave opening where mist is coming out. That's really all you're going to be able to see.
Yeah.
May I make a knowledge nature check to see if I've come across this type of mist before? Because it's green and it doesn't seem normal.
I'm going to allow you to not make a check and say no.
Okay.
This is abnormal, unnatural mist.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Well
Oh
then,
boy.
I don't think I don't have anything. I don't have any sort of spells to try to blow. away.
Tina once.
But Nene is sort of floating around and kind of avoiding the mist coming out of the cave opening, but says, "That's where we need to go.
In the cave?
Piranha's in there."
Of course.
Enoch is gonna get to this spot and then revert back to regular and
Yep.
yeah, I'm
Do
going.
we want to check out the ship at all? I'll float over and before I turn over. Do you want, or do we going straight into the cave of evil poisonous mist?
Are you able to talk when you're in the gaseous form?
Not
Oh.
in gaseous form.
Oh no, you're right.
No.
Okay.
Wow, wow, wow. A bard that can't talk. What a horror.
I
Yeah,
guess.
that's
If you can give me some time, I can at least. I wonder if maybe detect magic would be useful in this situation.
Exel does hand signals to point to point up instead of the cave, since he cannot talk.
Well, if you're, are you driving? Driving.
Yeah, you're on your
Oh no,
flying
wait!
carpet.
I'm on the flying carpet.
Yeah.
Um,
You can talk. So
Yeah.
can Kevin.
I think we should check out that first, just in case we can use it as a den or staging area, because that
Yeah.
mist looks unnatural and I don't like it.
Okay.
Let's go up and check out that ship.
How high up is it?
30 feet.
30
Oh,
feet?
that's easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vines cover the airship's shattered hull. Little more than a moldy deck and toppled mast remains. Bits of frayed rope and broad scraps of patchwork fabric litter the deck. That's what you can see from, above it.
I'm gonna hop off the flying carpet and have a look around, look for hatches to other, hidden compartments.
Yeah,
or...
the hatch to go below deck is, you can see there, and you can tell from the outside that it's partly crushed below decks, but there's certainly still a hatch to go down to whatever is down there.
I will go down that hatch.
Okay. So I think you are, you kind of blink as your eyes are adjusting from the sunlight to the darkness there, and as they are adjusting, you hear sort of a, and you kind of glance in that direction to see that you have just awoken a displacer beast.
Oh,
Kitty!
bad kitty.
All right.
Right now, it looks like it had been asleep, and it's opened its eyes, and there's a little bit, there's a moment here where you can almost read its mind to say, just go away. Just go away.
You know
We
what?
don't have to do this.
I will say, Nice kitty, and climb out.
You get sort of another as you leave, but it doesn't follow you.
There's a displacer beast down there.
Okay, so not a great place to camp.
No.
Axel just goes, well, let's just kill it.
I mean, I didn't feel like getting into a fight with it down in the hole.
Yeah, we've got
That's
we've
kind
got
of
better
constrained
stuff to do.
territory.
We have more.
Yeah.
important
Well, I
things
mean,
to-
there might very well be some good stuff down there, so you're probably right. But
Well,
I want
after we take care of our regular tasks.
well, I mean, let's put it this way. Maybe there's something that can allow us to deal with the gas, right? So, I say we thump on the hull and get it to come out and fight it out here.
I mean, I can try to pull it out.
I don't think we need to go to that much trouble, and I'll just whack the butt of my halberd against the deck near to where it was staying.
Okay. So you're just attempting. You hear it yowling back at you.
Oh boy.
Here, kitty! Boom, boom, boom.
Axel goes, why don't you use some of your rations in your sauce?
I only give it to people who appreciate it.
Go displacer beast fishing.
Oh dear. I thought.
Speaking of displacer beasts, I love the way they handled them in the movie.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't precisely canon, but
Yeah.
it was brilliant anyway.
It's
Agreed.
really good.
D&D movie, good.
Yeah. So how big is I'm assuming it's in like a back cabin of the
Yeah.
crash
So
ship.
what you saw, Canthan, down there is the ship's lower decks are crushed, creating a narrow, crumbling space between the surviving upper deck and the stone below. And there is a relatively tight space that is, the displacer. That is where the displacer beast goes to sleep, where nothing can sneak up on it, because
Right.
the only place to get where it is just it's face to face, right? So there's not a lot of room down there to do anything except be a displacer beast sleep.
Then I will.
Perhaps we can just leave it be, and investigate, the place that we're meant to investigate.
I mean, sure.
Yeah, I mean,
We
there's
can
no
go back down.
guarantee that there's anything worthwhile.
That's true.
Yeah.
I just thought there was possibility, but okay. Climb back onto the. Actually, I've got a pretty good athletics score. If somebody else wants to take the Excel Express, you're welcome to take him.
I'll take that.
And I'll climb down from the heights.
And maybe I can shovel down Xenophon as well.
Yeah, please.
Alright.
The bard is not that athletic.
I'm still suffering the effects of the water. If somebody else wants to hold their breath and head into that mist.
Yep.
Yeah.
DNR will do so. I try. Is it like high? It's like all down low. You said.
Well,
mist?
no, I mean it's pouring out of the cave. There's a lot of it. Like as it has room, it spreads out along the ground, but the tunnel is full of it. You're not able to
Yeah.
just like walk above it and breathe normally. So
Okay.
basically what you're looking at right here is you are going to be walking through a cloud of this stuff to go through the tunnel.
Okay, I'll go. I have more hit points.
Wait. DNR has a field that can help.
Oh wait! I have advantage on poison gases actually because of that pendant on
Necklace
there.
of adaptation.
Yes, so I might be the bard might be the best person to go into this. I have the
Yeah,
best.
but you're
save.
squishy.
Yeah, I'm squishy,
Well,
but I
I'll
have the
be-
best save.
Yeah.
I'll back you up.
Okay.
I'll go behind Flounce.
All right.
And do I have anything healing for poisons? Is a good question, Jason.
Lesser.
Well, the damage that I took was necrotic, not poison.
Yeah.
Yeah, and And I will just say the only one who's probably good at necrotic damage taking is me because I'm resistant.
I'm resistant as well.
Oh, okay. See? Extra planar guys. Yeah.
Extra planar for the win. Exactly.
Yep.
All right. Well, you just let me know what it's like. I'm gonna wait out here. Thanks.
All right. So what is this? You're holding your breath? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, Dianoc is holding
And-
her breath and
And Exel doesn't even need to breathe.
Okay.
moving.
That is right.
All right. Well, so basically what's going to happen is all of you that are going into the, being exposed to the mist here are going to need to make a constitution saving throw for me.
Against harmful gases and vapors.
Yes.
Okay, so I do
Yeah.
get advantage on it.
I actually do get get advantage against being poisoned.
This is not classically poison. It's
I
Okay, how about
imagine
a
it's probably
17?
17 is a success.
Oh dear God! No, my advantage did not help. I got a 12.
Okay.
Oops.
Yeah.
Squishy
imagine
Bard's
it's-
gonna lose hit points.
Oh
All right.
boy.
that probably isn't a spell, right?
No,
not.
it's not a spell.
11 points or 11
Result?
save.
Okay. So right now, as you're exposed to it, it kind of makes your eyes water. You're certainly not experiencing anything like what Canthan did in the water. It smells real bad. But you're not immediately suffering necrotic damage the way that Canthan did.
Okay.
Okay.
That's even low rolls.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Well, if they're reporting that
Although
it's
remember,
not,
if you got a low roll, just
Yeah.
Yeah.
keep a pin in the fact that happened.
and
Yeah.
I will follow behind them then.
All right.
And here's my Constitution save. 20.
All right.
Yep.
That's a success.
Halberd buddies for the win.
All right. So everyone's coming through.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So I think that let's see. Nene is gonna need to make the save too.
Did we lose our warlock? I don't see my
No,
warlock.
he's
No,
just up on the
he's-
other.
No, I'm here.
ledge.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nene succeeds on the saving throw.
Yay!
That's good.
Yeah. So
Or
now
Or I should say the bird is more competent than
Let me-
some of us.
move you to the
Yeah,
next
wow.
map here.
Your map.
Oh.
All right. Ah. Drag everyone into place. Oops.
Don't see nothing fancy in there.
Okay, and then where's Nene? All right, so I kind of just dragged everybody into the general area down in the lower left area. It is dark, so those of you without mechanical dark vision might not be seeing anything yet.
Okay.
But
Can I have some light, please?
Light for you, light for me, light for anybody who can't see.
all right.
Yeah.
Bard.
Yep.
All right, so let's add bright light on Canthan and Xenophon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Cast it on the prawn on my chest.
Well, absolutely.
All right.
Tiny
So, so as you are entering the cave, you discover that tunnel is actually it's pretty long. You're making your way a full 100 feet through that tunnel. It is it's only about a 10-foot high tunnel. It's basically completely filled with this gas. this mist, which, like I said, smells bad and makes your eyes water. But then, as you have reached towards the end of that tunnel, come on. Glowing crystals speckle this cavern's walls like stars in the night sky. At the chamber's center, a thick, foul-smelling mist billows from a shallow pool of brackish liquid. Those of you who only have the light spell are not close enough to see that yet. Something large and scaly lies within. Beyond it stands a sculpted pillar and broad stone table, but probably that is just at the very edge of vision, even for those of you with dark vision.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
No.
Actually,
I'm
Well,
going
Set up a little
to.
bit along the wall
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to
open up.
preemptively use my second wind now. So another 17 points of healing there.
Yep, Dianok, no caution.
I mean,
Have you met Dianok?
Yeah, I'm just saying that's his middle name.
Dianok's gonna go up to the pool, then try
Oh,
and look
God.
at what's inside.
Yeah,
Not
so
gonna touch it.
yeah, so the pool is obviously the source of this tainted mist. You can see it coming out of it. You can see air blowing from deeper in the cavern is blowing the mist rising from the pool outside. So like that air current is what's carrying the mist out away from the pool out through the tunnel. And so so the pool does not have that same sort of slime on it from down there, but it is sort of it's very dark and murky. But you can still see the vague shape of a large sort of scaly shape in the pool.
All right, place your bets. Dragon.
Dragon? Oh dear God.
Uh,
I mean, we've
Well,
already
this
had
is-
a dragon, so
this is the Feywild, so I don't know. You know better than I would. I don't have. a
We
great-
should have had you touch that statue, can't then?
Dianok is going to take their sword and kind of just dip it in the water, see if anything reacts.
There is so other than the very gentle movement that seems to be just from disturbing the water, there is no motion of it at all.
May I?
Like
I
it
would
drifts a little bit with the motion of the water, but that's it.
May I investigate this lake? I would
Sure.
like to check to see if
Yeah.
there's, if I can see, since this obviously seems to be the source of the mist, if there's something in it or around it that might be causing it, or because I can't detect that.
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Oof, 13.
13, I think, is actually still enough that you can tell that this shape in the water is definitely what this, like, you can see that the fog, this gas is like bubbling up from it.
Okay, then
yeah.
I will.
Also, it wasn't in that initial description, but right here there is like a curtain hanging across a cave opening.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Dianok is going to go and
Okay, look at the curtain.
peek through it.
Okay. Inside, beyond the curtain, you see what looks like you see several sleeping mats circle an empty fire pit in this small side cave. Upon a modest altar sits a stone censer and several sticks of incense.
Look at the altar.
Mm-hmm.
Since
It is a modest altar, and atop it sits a stone censer and several sticks of incense.
Okay.
The incense sticks are broken and look useless, except for one. There's one intact incense stick.
I'll go ahead and grab that.
All right.
Lance is very cautiously kind of edging her way around the pool to try and get a look at this table
Mm-hmm.
in the back.
Sure.
I'm mirroring you on the other side.
mhm.
Yeah, being very careful not to disturb the water.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
All seen Fellowship of the Ring.
This is
Okay.
a um
That's a pillar.
yeah. I'm gonna need anyone who didn't already. So anyone who didn't already fail that previous con save. Actually, I take it. So I need one more save just because you spent time in it. Although, as you are moving to the north side of the pool, you're out of the mist there because it's coming from the pool, and getting blown out. But you spent enough time in it that I need a second check from anyone who didn't already fail one.
oh
15.
Didn't.
Okay, 15 is a
Uh,
success. It's just a success.
14.
All right.
Is that a success or a fail?
A 14 is a fail.
Okay.
Let's get another save from Nene. That's going to be a fail for Nene.
Oh no.
All right.
Oh.
So is that a
Okay.
fail from everybody except
Except
Canthan?
Yep.
All right.
Uh-huh.
All right. So right now, like I said, you're not especially noting any other symptoms
Ill
other than
effects,
just
yeah.
generally the unpleasantness and just like I said, the watery eyes, like it's irritating. All right. So Flounce was investigating the
The stone table,
yeah,
whatever
and
this
so yeah, it is a broad stone table. It doesn't currently have anything on it. It looks like it was used as some kind of a ritual altar.
is. Okay.
And what's the star thing to our left there?
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the pillar.
That is a good question. I'm not sure why that's on the map because it doesn't actually.
Okay.
Oh, okay. It is a pillar sculpted with images of serene intertwined snakes with glowing crystalline eyes, is what the little star is.
Okay.
I will take that bet because I think the thing on the water is a snake.
Mm-hmm.
I was going
So-
to ask, can I tell what this shape in the lake is, or what I saw?
It does seem to be something that would be long and skinny, but it's kind of all clumped up. I'll also reiterate that it has not moved at all since you have been looking at it.
May I firebolt that, please?
Well, you send a firebolt that immediately dissipates upon the surface of the water.
So it's submerged underwater.
Yeah, well, yeah, it is entirely underwater.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Oh.
Oh.
I will back up.
Uh-oh.
Back into the cloud again? No.
And I'm going to
Well, he was
Eldritch,
never out of it.
and I'm going to Eldritch Blast that shape and pull it
Okay.
out of the water.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
Let's see. First one. 20.
Yeah, you hit. Go ahead and roll damage for it as well.
That's 29. That's
Okay, yeah, all three of those hit. And so you are going to pull it out of the water, and I'll describe it in a moment. But go ahead and roll the damage too for how much that is.
10 points. Oh, 7 points. And it's 15 max.
Okay, so let's see. That's 25, 32 total. So what is clear as your Eldritch Blast seizes this thing and pulls it out of the water is you weren't wrong entirely about snake, but what you find is that it is actually a shed snake skin of a snake that would have had to have been 100 feet long, easy. And that said, your Eldritch Blast, in addition to pulling it out of the water, have just like shredded the hell out of it. And so it is not entirely destroyed, and you can see that this corruption is just radiating off of this befouled shed snake skin.
Oh, then it's definitely firebolt.
Yeah.
It burns now.
Would there be a place on the table where a stick of incense could be burned?
No. I mean, like you could put a stick of incense there, but there's not like a spot for it, if that's what you mean.
Okay.
Oh, you were thinking the incense might be useful.
So
here?
I would say, like, we don't have to you're not in combat, so we don't have to belabor it. You are easily able with Firebolt, now that it's out of the water, to just burn the rest of it away. And once you do, the fog begins to dissipate, because that is definitely what it was coming from.
Oh,
Oh, that's good.
although the lingering damage of this thing, I don't necessarily know what that'll be, but
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
like a ticking time bomb in our
bodies.
lungs,
Uh,
our bodies.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to peek up north.
Okay. So right there, you just kind of see, you see more cavern up there.
Okay. Keep on going.
Mhm.
He's on down the road.
All right.
Oh,
Um,
hello.
yeah. So as you come around, you spot, lurking in the shadows, a pair of whistlers that attack. We're rolling initiative.
Oh,
oh no!
okay.
Oh no!
Not these things. I mean, if the relation, if the maternal relations to the last one, this would be Whistler's mother.
Ah! And
Ah,
once again, I roll crap for initiative.
All right.
All right, that's better.
Oh, that is even.
Just rolled another net.
That
20
is
on
terrible
initiative.
for initiative. Oh my god.
Okay. Got another 3 people with 6s.
I have no bonus to dexterity.
All
Oh
right,
no, I have a +1. Never mind. I have a +1. I'm wrong.
It's still, well, it's okay. So you get to
But
go
Enoch
ahead
is
of
ahead of me
Nene.
for sure. Yeah.
I rolled another net 20 on the initiative roll.
All right. So, Exel, you get to go again, although you don't know that anything has happened yet.
I think Geonok, the moment they see the whistlers, is going to say, "Whistlers, the creatures from before."
All right. Well, okay. You know what? Fine. All right. I'm just saying that, like, initiative speaking, you don't have a turn that allows you, because you were surprised,
Okay.
essentially, right? I'm not doing it as a surprise round, but they were lurking there, hearing you coming. They don't necessarily allow you enough time to yell that before anything else
Okay.
happens, right? So,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I will allow that you can kind of yell that enough that Axel knows something's going on up there.
I will.
But you don't have like an action's worth of things to say before anything else happens.
I will just move. I'll just move here, and that's my turn because I still can't see anything.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on, guys?
All right, Flounce.
All right, bonus action, voom, and get up to here, and whack at this one with my sunblade.
All right.
Oh, he bounced.
And let's see, first damage is a crit.
Nice.
So let's do, and this is undead, right?
No.
No,
they're not undead.
They're far realm.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Okay, so they're not undead, but this crit. So let's make it easy.
Are
Roll
these
2.
also blurry?
2d10.
Oh, you're right. So you have to roll disadvantage, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Right, because thank you for the reminder, David. That they have that strange blurry effect. That makes them, hard to hit. You have to attack with disadvantage. So 17 still hits, but not a crit, I'm afraid.
Okay. Well, I am sad now.
Hmm.
All right. All right. So that is 11 points of radiant damage.
All right.
And let me just roll at disadvantage automatically. And so, 24.
Mm-hmm.
Clear that.
All right.
And that is a 12
All right.
radiant damage. And yep, bonus action movement attack. Yep, I'm dead.
Well done. Got too many things open. All right. So that makes it the Whistler's turn next. And so one of them is going to whistle its otherworldly melody against Flounce and Dianok. So the both of you need to make wisdom saving throws.
I don't think a 10 succeeds.
No.
That's a 3.
Wow, you both
Ooh.
fail.
That was a nat 1.
So you are both going to take 25 psychic damage. And you would be frightened of the Whistler for 1 minute. And so I think, as we established the last time, Exel's sort of beneficial effect from his item will give you advantage on your saving throw to be unfrightened when you make it the next time. But you're frightened for until your turn, essentially.
Okay.
So one of them did that. And then the other one is just going to take 3 psychic swipes at Flounce.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a double critical miss for that first attack. Like it automatically rolls 2, and they were both natural ones.
Okay.
But that's I don't usually use that for 2 separate rolls. So it's a critical miss, and then a 23.
That'll hit.
And a 10 for the third one. So it's just 12 psychic damage for the one hit.
Okay. That's fine.
Okay. Well, it's not fine for Flounce. Flounce is frightened.
But yeah, Flounce is frightened, but she's still alive and kicking.
Yeah. All right. That is the Whistler's turn. Dianok.
So, Canthan and Axel will see Dianok's eyes go big and pull the book got as a gift and put a symbol in show fire lightning bolt. Sorry.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Yoop.
Yeah.
Dex save for both.
Dex saves. First, the closer one. Got a 24.
That's a success.
Yeah. And then a 19.
That is a DC.
Ah. Well, so they both save, but they'll still take half damage.
Yeah. 26, so reduce to 13.
All right.
Yeah,
but and they both just move sort of scarily fast. They do that whole thing where it's kind of hard to see what position they're in anyway, and then they just, they're very still until they're moving too fast. Ah! Scary. All right, anything else, Dianok?
I think I'm going to go ahead and do my wisdom save at the end of my turn.
Yes. Remember, you can make that one with advantage.
Oh, advantage will be good.
Mm.
But a 9 still doesn't work.
No. So still frightened. Okay. Xenophon.
Okay, let's move up to here. I don't think I'm not gonna go push my way through them to face the Whistler's bodily. That's crazy, but I will look at Canthan and say, Canthan with Spirit Cleaver raised, make these Whistlers go to their grave. So you get inspiration, Canthan.
Okay.
So
I can't see them, so I really have nothing I can do with them this round. So that's it.
All right. Nene is hiding.
Nene is smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, go Nene.
Canthan.
I'm going to step in here and start.
You would have had to kind of go around this spike, but you can certainly get to there anyway. I'm just pointing out that that is in the room. I'm just gonna.
Then there next to Flounce. And as a bonus action, I'm going to use Fighting Spirit. Swing! Gives me 10 temporary hit points, which I could use right now. And that gives me advantage, which negates the disadvantage of their blur. So I'm rolling straight. 24
hits,
15 damage. 26, 11 damage. 29, 15 damage. That's my
nice.
turn.
Up top.
That's
Total of
41
41
damage.
damage.
That's pretty good. Yeah. Carving it up. Okay. Axel.
But while it's my turn, I want to say
okay.
that I've wanted to say this all along, but the shape of Spirit Cleaver is that Far East halberd that has two crescent blades on either side of like a spear point.
Okay, cool.
Just because I think it. Yeah.
Nice. That's cool. All right, Axel, you're up.
Jason.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, I was moving. All right. Yeah. We're just gonna stick with the girl who brought me to this dance, Eldritch Blast.
Which one?
It'll be the first one. Will be the one in front of Canthan.
Okay. It's gonna have half cover, because Flounce and Canthan are between you. So that just means it would have a slight advantage to its AC. And remember to roll with disadvantage. Okay, 25 still good enough to hit. A 14 is going to miss, unfortunately. And then a 25, so that's 2 hits. Are you trying to push it or do anything else like that?
Yes, I would like to push it.
Okay. I'm even going to make it take a d6 damage for being shoved against a spiky crystal wall.
Total of 8.
That's useful.
8 and 14. So.
Okay. And roll 1 extra d6.
Oh, 4.
All right. As you shove it back against the wall. All right. Nice. Okay. You're quiet all of a sudden. Maybe you're just leaning away from the mic. So, Flounce, you're up.
All right. So Flounce is frightened.
Mm-hmm.
So she doesn't want to get any closer to it. So she's going to whip out a firebolt
Okay.
against the one that she's already hit before this one
Sure.
to the south.
And so you
And-
would have disadvantage for being frightened, but you already did anyway, so it's just still regular disadvantage.
Okay. And that's not going to hit.
Nope. Unfortunately not. Okay. But now you can repeat your wisdom saving throw with advantage.
All right. And so that is a 16.
That's just enough. So you're no longer frightened, but just barely.
Yay.
All right.
Does that count as a bonus action?
What, to make the save?
Yeah.
No.
No, it just happens at the end of your turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can't do anything
cool.
after you've made the save.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's
Okay. But now it is the Whistler's turn again. And so let's see. First of all, the one that made the melody already, let's see if it gets its ability back. It does.
Oof.
I think, yeah, so the one that is doing that is continuing to do that, but this time it's targeting Flounce and Canthan, who just arrived.
Okay.
So that's a wisdom saving throw as this strange melody from some other place
19.
tries to permeate your brain. 19 succeeds.
Do we still have advantage?
On so
Not on the
this
initial
is
save.
it is only target. It's not everybody. It's targeting 2 creatures, and so this time it's Exel and Canthan. So
Oh, it's not targeting me?
no, it's not targeting you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I thought you said it was.
No, it is
Okay.
targeting Exel and Canthan.
Okay.
So need a wisdom save from Exel. All right, a 13 is not a success. So Canthan is able to resist this, but you are going to take 43 psychic damage.
Ow.
And then after, and then that one stays where it is. This other one, takes a step forward, but then disappears.
Oh no.
and
Oh
appears
no.
right here, and is going to make 3 psychic swipes at Exel. 17 to hit.
Hit.
All right. 23 to hit, and then 24 to hit. So, all together, it's 18, 15, and 15. So that's 48 psychic damage on top of the 43 you just took.
Ouch.
Yaishi mama.
Bard.
Yeah, I'm coming. I'm
Yeah.
coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming.
Let's see. Can I use silvery barbs to make them re-roll one of those?
Yeah. Do you so all because of the way it rolls, it always has a second like number, and I usually will do 3 rolls anyway, but each of them has an alternate roll, so to speak. So, do you want to use the alternate roll for the 17, the 23, or the 24?
The 17, the 23, the 24.
Yeah. So right now you are super quiet, Jason. I don't know if you're just way away from.
On the 24. I want to use that silvery barbs against the 24.
Okay. Then the alternate roll there was a 16. So does that still hit?
No, that does not.
Okay. Well, so then you would take just 33 psychic damage for those psychic swipes.
The maker.
All right.
And
I am still standing, but I'm gonna tell y'all something real quick. He is not excellent. Does not look good.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming.
Excel, make an insight check.
That is a 8.
You think, even though these things are really hard to like read, they're very sort of alien in nature. But you think that as soon as you appeared in sight, these two things both like looked right at you, like they were specially interested in you for some reason. So that is the 2 that you see there. Which I say that way because you hear a little bit of a lingering whistle that seems like it's coming from somewhere else, and a third one appears around the corner.
You.
And then bonus action, poof, it poofs into thin air, appears here, and is going to make psychic swipes at Canthan. 13,
Okay.
22.
22 hits.
For 11 psychic,
Okay.
and then a 26 for 16 psychic.
Okay. All right.
All right, and that is the Whistler's turn. So, Dianok, you're next.
Okay, Dianok does not like this one bit. Dianok is frightened, and Dianok is going to cast Banishment at 6th level, so 3 targets. So that will be Charisma save, DC 19 for all 3.
Right, okay. So, let's see.
Get out of here.
Yeah, go on now. All right, so from left to right, it's a 14, and then a 16,
Fail.
and then a 15. So they all fail. And so I'm just trying to think where. Yeah, they're not native to the Feywild. So not that you necessarily know that. You know that they weren't from the prime material plane when you fought them previously.
Yeah, since I don't know that, I am going to rush over to Exel because I don't know if these things are coming back right away.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to apply one of my uses of my healing kit.
So what spell slot was that to do all 3?
6.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Can't do that again.
Let's see. That's 1d6 plus 18. So 20 hit points, Jason.
Oh, that's good. Because I was I had
Is anybody else wounded? Flounce, you're hurt too, right?
I am, but don't waste it on me just yet. I'm
Oh,
still
this is the
over 100.
cheapest possible. This
Yeah,
is the
it's
cheapest
cheaper
possible.
than a spell slot.
It's cheaper
Okay.
than a yeah.
Okay, yeah, then.
So 23 back for you.
Okay, that's awesome.
And is anybody else hurt?
My ward took all of it. Okay.
Okay.
After a minute,
Yeah,
Gonna be
you
back.
feel that the spell release and they do not return. You have sent them back to
Oof.
wherever they came from.
Well done,
Well
done.
Dianok, that's
That was going to
MVP
be a
'cause-
rough fight without that.
Yeah, yeah, very
Okay.
good. MVP of that
Yeah.
encounter
Great.
for sure.
Since that is the case, can we take a break for a second?
Okay.
I need-
So I don't know what it is, Jason, but you are super quiet even when you're kind of leaning close. I don't know if it's
did your
just turned down or
microphone
something.
change?
double check because it might be coming through wrong.
Yeah, it
it
might
they're
be
coming through the wrong
because
input.
yeah, because we can usually we can kind of make you out, but you're definitely way quieter than usual. It doesn't seem to change as much when you're closer.
Alrighty. Is that better?
That's better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's much
Okay.
better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's normal.
All right.
I think my cat got on my mixer because one of my gain for my mic was very low.
Well, I'm glad you fixed it. All right, good deal.
Masking tape, dude. Get some masking tape.
Yeah. So, yes, as you feel that you have successfully banished those three whistlers, the cave grows quiet, and at least for right now, you are, you may do as you like. This cavern where you just found the whistlers continues on to the east. There was also, that little meditation nook. But that's kind of what you've seen so far.
I am going to pull the healing potion, the regular healing potions that I've got in my pouch, and I'm going to take both of them.
Got
Ooh, just 4 for the first one and 7 for the second. So that's 11
I've got
points.
I've got actual 2 potions of healing, so I'm going to use those myself. That's 2d4 plus 2 each.
Enoch is just gonna refill their ward, replenish their ward.
How you doing? How you doing, Flounce?
I'm good. I'm actually going to give 2 of my extra potions of healing to Canthan and Exel.
Yeah, I got a couple. I got
Two
a couple
each or
healing
one of
potions.
each?
One to each.
One each. Okay.
I've still got 3, but
All right. Well, I'm going to use that
Yeah.
right away then.
Are they just regular potions of healing?
yeah, they're just regular potions of
Yeah,
healing.
2d4 plus 2. Actually,
Mhm.
Exel is in a lot worse shape than me, so I'm going to give them to him too.
Drink up.
That's 2 more.
Yeah. So it's
Okay.
a total of 4.
Awesome. So
I think we're pretty sure that's a sign we're moving in the right direction, at least.
oof! I rolled 3 ones, but so that's 11 more hit points. I'm okay. I'm okay now. I'm not as bad as I was.
All right. So let's keep looking.
All right.
Here's a question, Christiana.
Yeah.
I have the ability to, with an attack, I can turn the damage using my Touch of the Grave to necrotic, and it basically doubles the damage die. So my Eldritch Blast will be a 2d10 necrotic Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Another feature of this is I can heal myself when I take if I take necrotic damage. So if I shot myself with my own Eldritch Blast, would I heal myself using Touch of the Grave?
Well,
I think,
I
that's a bit
think
too
that you're
cheeky.
healing the amount you heal, you're not immune to necrotic damage, are you?
I am resistant to necrotic
Okay,
damage.
well, so I mean, I
but-
think you would still be taking damage from the eldritch blasts that hit you.
But what it is
And then flinging himself across the room.
Yeah.
Oh no, I can
That's
choose.
good.
I can choose.
He
I
can,
can choose
yeah,
not to do
he
that.
can, he can
But
choose.
I know,
the,
I know, I know.
yeah.
But no, where is it? It's actually what it is it's actually because of my necklace. It's actually because of my patron. Because of the
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and rule that that's certainly not how it's supposed to work.
yeah. Because the awakened one allows me to whenever I take damage from the source, I can heal myself with that damage and not take it. It says you can use your reaction to take no damage instead, and you regain hit points equal to the damage you would
Well,
have
that's
taken.
not infinite, though, is it?
Nope, it's just once. I can
Yeah.
only do it once. And
Well,
it's
how about this?
Yeah.
I will allow you to do it once.
Yeah.
if you want to use the one time to do to hit yourself.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, but the classic admonition is that you should stop hitting yourself. Anyway,
Flagellation is not the answer.
yeah. So the shoot, what was I was going to say something else too. Now I can't remember. Oh well, it doesn't matter. But you're moving forward without taking a short rest because you feel it's dangerous, or I'm just trying to make sure because you kind of briefly discussed it and then decided not to. Is that right?
I was gonna say not to move forward just yet because we don't know what else is in here to give me a break to heal real quick. But yeah, that's 14 more hit points. Hey.
Okay. I mean, you know, up to you all.
No,
From the chat room, I have a couple of observations. Hanger is an old word for a sword, so Flounce's blade is a cloaker hanger.
Nice.
Very cool.
Oh, but I'm much better. So if we want to progress forward, guys, we can. But that hurt. Oh God.
Well, hopefully whatever we meet next will be something different. At least.
So, what you see as you kind of move, move and look around the corner there is ledges within this cavern overlook a pool of black liquid 20 feet below. At the center of the cave, an island supports an ancient bare tree. Rope bridges connect this island to the ledge at the cavern's entrance and another along the back wall. And I think you see that on this little island, the roots of a great bare-limbed tree wind through the flat-topped rock at the cavern's center. Orchids bearing large white flowers wrap around the tree. But
There's
I think
the flowers.
But I think that image is where we're going to. Well, so here's a question. We're a little bit early, but this new area is potentially a lot of stuff depending on how things go. So, what would you all like to do?
We can pause it here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
All
This
right.
is a
Good.
good
This-
cliffhanger.
Natural breakpoint
Mhm,
before
mhm.
we throw
That's
the next thing.
that
in.
was my first instinct, but I thought I'd give you the option.
Nope,
So
that's-
that all makes
Yeah.
sense. So I think that's where we will leave it for this time. Thank you everybody for listening and or watching, and we will be back next week for more adventure on so many levels.
So many lobbies.
Yeah.